Next up, I'd like to welcome Neil Bull. Neil is from the Ricegrowers Association of Australia, and he's going to be talking on the social licence for Australian rice growing. So welcome, Neil.
Thank you, and hello everyone. Yes, I'm Neil Bull. I'm the Environment Manager for the Ricegrowers Association. Next slide, please. The Australian rice industry is often misunderstood by the broader community and needs to communicate its contribution to the wealth and health and well-being of Australians. The key issue here is broadening our knowledge and understanding of a very limited resource, the subject of this event, and that's water. The Australian rice industry can deliver a key staple food and provide surrogate wetland habitats into the future in a changing climate and with variable water availability. Next slide, please. The Ricegrowers Association was formed in 1930, and today it represents the interests of growers largely in the Riverina, but also a small number in Victoria and in Northern Queensland. Next slide, please. The RJ receives its income from a range of sources, including membership, sponsorship, project management and delivery, and from donations from a range of people for specific projects. Next slide, please. The RJ is an incorporated association, a non-profit, non-government organisation, and operates with a staff varying from 7 to up to 10, depending on project delivery at that time. Next slide, please. The Australian rice industry is relatively small by world standards and achieves what it does by working with a range of wonderful partners and collaborating with different organisations. Next slide, please. The Australian rice industry is a world leader in research, development and extension, production efficiency, water use efficiency and environmental management. It provides surrogate wetland habitat for a large range of wetland species, including the endangered Australasian bittern and in some districts, the southern bellfrog. This collaboration with those partners allows for an integrated approach to research, development and extension across the industry. The approach has led to water use efficiency that is 50% less than the world average. That's 50% less water used per tonne of rice produced. The collaboration also enables the industry to provide ongoing leadership training for participants within the industry and the broader community. And ongoing collaboration and participation has allowed the ongoing participation in sustainability reporting with the original Environmental Champions Program and the current under development rice industry sustainability framework. Next slide, please. No, sorry, one back, please. Yeah, we want the world to know the Australian rice story. I mean, most people judge an industry or rice in Australia based by one fact from maybe even one location. But the Australian rice story is much bigger than that. And I actually wonder what the audience knows about rice in Australia and what it does and how it's produced. Many people ask, why do we grow rice in Australia? It's grown on every continent on the earth except Antarctica. We eat rice in Australia. So I say, why not grow it here? What we grow here are varieties, Japonica varieties, and they're very similar to what's grown in the Mediterranean and the Central Valley of California. In addition, particularly at the moment, rice plays a critical role in providing a staple food. And it's true, most of our rice goes to the higher value markets, but these would then receive rice from other poorer countries, and in some cases taking rice available for mouths of the needy. One of the key things that people don't always understand about rice is its ability to produce up to 18 tonnes or even more of food grain per year. Our highest yields of rice are 15 tonne per hectare, and with the residual moisture, without any just base rainfall, we can produce another 3 tonnes of wheat or equivalent food grain. Next slide, please. Rice and habitat provision. This particular slide is showing the wetland habitat on the left down in the Barmah-Millewa Ramsar wetland site where we took our thermal drone down, the drone we used to monitor australasian bitterns in rice, just to show the comparison of those two habitats. We believe there's a real opportunity to integrate the work with wetland species. We're working with the threatened species and its recovery to integrate what can happen in those productive landscapes and back into the natural wetland habitats as well to get the best benefit for the use of water and work across the landscapes. The Australasian bittern goes where it's a good place to be, where there's food and probably the right cover. These can all work together and we can help this bird by working in both of these areas. The other key thing I'd like to mention, outside the rice fields themselves, our farmers are quite committed to vegetation works, protecting and replanting vegetation and incorporating it into their farming systems. Last slide, thank you. And there are my contact details. Happy to share a lot more information to people. There's a much bigger story to tell. But thank you very much for the opportunity today.
Thank you very much, Neil, and what a staple that is to our diet right around the world.